Hey everybody, welcome to our first episode, JR and the crew.
Wow.
Okay, it's a little late, but she said, let's do it again. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. First episode, JR and the crew.
Hey.
We are excited for our first episode. Now, what we are going to be talking about are things of lifestyle within business, Hollywood, love, something Janet wants to touch on a lot, right?
I haven't even begun. Let's go.
Okay, never mind. But that's what we're going to be talking about. Lifestyle, everything that, day-to-day stuff. And the great thing about that is that my personal life and the things that I've gone through, I've been in production, video production, social media management, helping other people take off and do what they need to do. So I figured, hey, why not talk about it? Why not be in front of it, right? And doing that, I was like, well, I don't do things alone. I also do things with a partner and partners. And the gentleman who told me that I needed to finally do something for myself, I was like, okay, but I brought him along with me. I was like, I ain't doing this myself.
Hi, everybody.
and then
There's no I in team.
But there's a me in it.
We're not going to talk about me just yet.
Yeah.
Wait, me or you?
So
Sorry, don't mean to throw you off.
yes, they just threw me off right now, guys, but it's okay. Look, so what we're going to be doing is talking about right now, our first episode is who we are. Because yes, you're probably wondering, who the heck are these people? And, the reason why I believe like God brought us all together is because we have some way or another all have given ourselves to help other people in every area of our lives, in production, videos, everything, to helping people with events, put on events. We've all have helped other people, but now it's like we need to do something for ourselves and share that, and that's why I asked Jimmy G to come along.
What up?
That young, handsome man right now, right there. And then I brought Janet.
What's up? Janet.
We had to bring a girl, a woman into the mix. We can't just have two guys. We had to bring a woman because, as everyone knows, I'm always in the clouds. She's like the reality, bring me down to earth, facts. This guy.
I'm just his friend and I'll tell him the way it is.
But you might not have heard this person right now, but he's very silent because he doesn't want to be on camera, so we can't bring him on camera. But it's Silent Johnny is in the house. You'll hear him once in a while. You'll hear him once in a while.
Yes. Stupid.
So, tell us a little bit about how we came together and who are you? Who's JR?
Who is JR? Well, I am a young entrepreneur trying to make things happen. And the way we came together is, like I said, we've all, I believe it is God that we brought us all together because you, Janet, when I met you, you were, and you still are, helping a lot of people.
Right.
And that, I believe, attracted us to each other to where it's like, hey, you help a lot of people. I love helping people, so we began to start talking. And actually at first we didn't do anything.
But we clicked instantly just by our visual contact. We made a connection with, oh my God, I think we can work together.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's been several months now.
Right. That it took for us to even start something.
Right.
Because people would think like right now that we were already like, we've been doing something already and like, oh, why are you jumping in this and each other and all of us are all together? Yeah. But it's like, no, we've been actually.
This has been in the works for a long time. We've been talking about it for a long time. Yeah, it's just now. And so thank you, coronavirus, right? Thank you, coronavirus. Because sometimes, you can look at things in a positive and in a negative way, of course, but it's easier to be negative. We have chosen to take this time and say, you know what? I think the time has come to come together and put a project together.
No, I agree with that.
So thank you, JR, for being the driving force, a spearhead to this project. And if I can just say a little something about you in terms of what I see about you is that
Be nice.
You are very, very determined. And when you want something, you go after it. And dang, if I don't answer a phone call, rest assured he's going to keep calling or texting. And if you don't return his phone call, he will let you know, hey, I didn't appreciate that. Despite how busy I am. And I'll have to say, I'm so sorry. I've been so busy. So your tenacity is absolutely commendable. And so thank you for coming together or making us come together to put this project into flourish. And so I really appreciate that.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Junior, so check this out. So there's a lot of people that don't know your backstory, don't know your childhood bring up, and you as a person that's been very ambition, just always persevere. You've done events, stuff. I think it's a good time for the next couple episodes as we're going to get to know each other here, and these people are about to be on a journey with us. Maybe you could let us know, give us a little backstory about, your bring up and how did you become the person you are?
Oh yeah, a lot of people want to know my real name actually, but they're never gonna find out that.
We cannot go over that. That's fine. We can, well, how about we unfold that months later? So keep watching because we're gonna eventually talk about his real name.
Well, thank you guys. I thank you guys. I mean, the reason why we brought you guys together because right now in my life, you guys are special in my life. So that's why. And my background, where I grew up right here in the San Gabriel Valley, Hacienda Heights, La Puente, in the San Gabriel Valley, all my life. Mm-hmm. And growing up, I've always have seen myself being a leader in everything I've done, whether it was in baseball, and definitely sports. And but I wasn't a good kid. At one point when I was a senior in high school, a young friend of mine, she came up to me and she said, "You know what, JR?" She said, I walked by the teacher's lounge and I heard them talking about you. And I was like, yeah, what did they say? She said, they said that you're going to become nothing in life. Wow. And I started like cursing, bleep them, blah, blah, all that stuff because I was like, I didn't want to show, but I actually went home that night and I was hurt. And I started asking myself, am I going to really become anything in life? I mean, teachers are talking about me like that, that he's not going to become anything. So at that point, I literally changed my life around. I began to say, you know what, I am going to be different. My mom took me out of the school to get me away from my friends. And from then on, I began to really just educate myself, be a better person, because that stood with me. Even to right now, I'm 43 years old, and that has still.
But we won't talk about ages right now.
Guys.
So that's another thing about our show. We're going to get in deep into conversation, but we're also going to have a blast. We're going to have fun, right? We're supposed to have fun.
We will have a poll of how many people think or can guess your right age. We should do that, though.
No.
And we'll give away a prize. We'll give away like a Sour Patch or...
A prize if you guess that I'm younger than I am. That's who wins.
You are. Yeah, you are.
Are you straight eating Sour Patch Kids on the show right now?
Yeah, I got a little nervous, so I felt like I needed to use
Hey, Jimmy G, how dare he show up to our set and doesn't bring us candy? He just brings candy for himself.
See, that's the thing about Junior. He's always selfish. He's a selfish guy. Not just playing. No, so one thing I want to say this is that I've known JR since I think we're about 12 years old.
Wow.
So it's been a minute. He's always been a guy he was always a go-getter. Everything he did, he was a go-getter. He actually traveled. He did some dramas with some churches, and he traveled the world, and he did some stuff. So, let's talk about that. How that experience was good for you, and how it prepared you to where you're going.
I did leave that out. Yeah. Okay. All right. At one point, I did want to be an actor. I wanted to be in front of the camera. I wanted to do all that stuff. And what got me into it is, Jimmy and I were a part of some plays in our church, and we got in the plays. And then we began to just travel with the plays, and we were actually performing in front of 10. Well, my biggest was 10,000. I know yours was bigger than that because you're in a different play, and huge.
Different audience.
Yeah, way different audience. Ours was more like the party crew audience for the party scene. And
no way, I can't believe that.
Yeah, no,
Not you.
oh, never. Yeah, we were a party. I was a little groover guy, rebel, all rebelled out with the bangs.
Show a picture. We'll show a picture. As you can see, as we're talking about it, we're going to show a picture.
I can't imagine that at all.
There it is.
Great. Now I got to find one. Thanks. No, but yeah, so we did the plays, and the plays got me into acting. And then from there, at one point I went to, I actually signed up for Central Casting, to do background work and stuff. So doing the background work, have you ever done background work?
I have not.
No? Oh no, she's a diva. She's always been in front of the camera. That's right. I forgot about her. She's always in front of the camera.
That's not true.
No,
No, I don't do backup work. Sorry, that's your job.
Oh, Jimmy, help me out here, man. You're just staring.
I don't want to keep talking about you entirely on this first episode. I want to know who Jimmy G is.
Yeah, let's talk about Jimmy G.
Let's talk about Jimmy G. What does Jimmy G bring to the table? And then I'll tell you what I think he brings to the table.
Okay, I think Jimmy G brings to the table so far, not just his good looks.
Yeah, he is pretty good looking.
He's a good looking guy. I'm telling you, he's a good looking guy. But you know what? Through our friendship and us doing things, he's always, he's organized. Mm-hmm. He's focused. When he's on a project.
Oh, wow. I have a story for that.
Yeah, he's focused. Mm-hmm. Like, he's focused on the project, and he always puts his heart into it. And one thing about him, though, if you give him your word, it's like the Bible. You'll be like, hey, man, we're going to do this. But you said, man. You said, man. Because of that. I'm like, dude, give me room to change it.
We've got a lot of arguments, fights because of that.
But that's good. That's what, because I'm unorganized. He brings the balance of, let's do it, let's move, I don't have time, blah, blah, blah. And that's what it is. That's what I love Jimmy.
Right. Well, that definitely is what he brings to the table. When I first met Jimmy, it was incredible to see somebody work so hard and not care about what's happening around him. He was on a mission. He was focused, and there was nothing that was going to stop him. He was like, move, tape. And I was like, but wait. And then he was done. So his production experience and his work ethic is crazy.
Well, tell him.
I love it.
Remember, you're all, dude, why are you yelling at me?
Why are you mad at me? I said that. I said, dude, why are you mad?
I'm
it was beyond passion. He was like really, he was really like telling me how to stand and sit and move and talk. And I get it. You appreciate somebody who, who works like that. But I wish maybe one of these days we'll pan the cameras out. We can show them the actual set that he builds. Yeah. He shows up. Mm-hmm. And he takes his work very serious, and that's very, very rare.
No, yeah. Even when we were building this.
Yeah.
You told me, only a couple of nails. And then he's like, playing nails. And you're like, you come in like, what the heck,
no,
dude?
I thought you said a couple. Hearing pounding, and I was like, what the heck is going on right now? He's pounding. And
like I said, I'm a passionate guy. I guess it all started, as a kid. I'm a drummer. I grew up in church. My parents are ministers. Let me see. I traveled the world. I played drums for 30 years. And then I started traveling with some plays and started performing in front of big audience as far as numbers of 30,000 people in Mexico and all over different countries. So,
but you've been to the Philippines,
Bogota, Amsterdam, London.
Bogota. I want to hear you play, Jimmy. So when are you going to come and bring these drums with you? I want a live show with drums in here.
I bring all my friends, all my buddies play for different people.
I want a solo.
Dude,
I'll be so low, you can't even hear me, like Johnny. But I appreciate you guys.
Can we hear Voice of Reason?
Voice of Reason. I appreciate you guys for the compliment. I think it's cool because we're here together, and the kind of person I am, passionate. When JR told me about this project that he wanted to do, to be honest with you, during this whole situation, I actually been fixing up my yard. And,
he's
we'll
contractor. Jimmy the contractor.
And afterwards, but I've been, but when he told me about this, I really feel that we're living in a time where we could reach people through this, and he's always been a positive person, pushing forward. And so it just pushes me to be a better person, and I think
damn, this guy's gonna make me cry.
to get through to people. And when I met Janet, which we're gonna transfer and go into Janet. When I met Janet and the kind of person she is, like she said, I was so focused. It's because when I came to her house, all she wanted to do was party, and I'm like,
hey guys, can we take a break? Can we take a break now, guys?
That is not true. No, I do have a lot of alcohol here, but that's only because I like to have something to offer. Not that I drink it.
Janet, you tell us what you're about yourself.
Not us, actually, because we know you. Tell the others, because yes, I mean, look, guys, I'm gonna be honest. I asked everyone for their bios.
No, he's not.
Mine and Jimmy's are like so tiny. She's like, "Oh, you want my bio?" I was like, "What?"
If I read her bio, we will be here for like 4 episodes.
So it was a bio that was written for me, and then I didn't have time to write a new bio, so I just sent you this bio that is on my website. So sorry, guys, if you had to read it on the toilet.
Hold up. She said written for her, but when people write their bio, they write it themselves.
It was written for me.
No, some people do write it. I mean, there's ghostwriters and stuff, but
Ghost producer.
I approved it.
but you have a great story. I mean, and you have actually so many stories of how you've got through a lot of obstacles to get you to where you're at today. So, I mean, I'm gonna let you just share, because seriously, I mean, you've done so many events. You have All Access Broadcasting, All Access events. You co-hosted shows. You help executive produce many other shows. Yeah. So, I mean, let them know.
Tell us who you are.
Wow, my name is Janet. And I have to say that I think the timing of what is going on here today on our show is impeccable, because when we met, you're right, I think I was being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of being sick and tired. And doing so much for other people, which I love to do and I'll always do. However, I thought, I think it's time that I do something for myself. And today we talked about doing a spin-off project of this, which we're going to do. Yeah. But I think that when you mentioned God, and I try not to get too spiritual when we're in front of the camera, but when you mention God and you mention that, nothing is an accident. People meet for reasons and purposes, right? And so I think that we were both supposed to be at that event, which was during the holidays last year. We were supposed to meet. And what people don't know is that sometimes, not just me, sometimes people are currently going through things that they don't talk about. And especially in entertainment, you learn to suppress them and you learn to hide what it is that is truly going on, because you've got to have a face and you've got to be bigger and better, than your situation, so you can move forward. So when we talked about what we were talking about, you had no idea how what you were saying was really, hitting home for me, because it was one of those nights. It was one of those nights where I had to put a face on. And so, we're not crying today. But it was definitely one of those nights. So when we talked about putting something together like this, I thought, we can really impact the world. We can really impact other people's lives. And then you bring Jimmy. And he could not have been a better fit to the puzzle, because sometimes you feel like, like you're a one-man team with some of these projects. And I do have a phenomenal group of people that I work with. However, sometimes it's hard to get people to see what you see, and work as hard as you do and have the passion that you have. So when you brought Jimmy and he's here on the same hustle, as we are, again, it was a moment for me to say, God, this is the time. Yeah. And the timing, it could not have been better. So.
Janet, let me ask you a question. You said it wasn't that night, and when you talked to JR, like it wasn't, you had to put on a face?
Yeah, we were at a party. It was upstairs. We got introduced through a mutual friend.
Yeah.
And he was like, I got to introduce you guys. We connected. Then later on we talked and stuff. And then...
Yeah. But it was a party that I was not supposed to go. You don't know this story. It was a party that I wasn't supposed to go to. Well...
No, well, I mean, we don't have to elaborate. The reason why I'm just saying that is because it's cool how we all just kind of, you know, intertwine with each other, because like there's times where I don't take Junior's phone calls or texts because I already know he's gonna challenge me. Like, let me sit in my route right now, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there's times where he's like, bro, how come you didn't call me? No, I was like, to be honest with you, I didn't want to take your challenge right now.
Yeah. And he's so persistent like that. You can't get rid of him. He's almost like a flea.
God, dude, you know how many comments I get? I
mean, he's almost like an itch. You just can't get rid of him.
Oh my God.
No, but the reason why I mentioned that night is because I wasn't supposed to be at that party. That day was a long day. I was working all day. Mm-hmm. I didn't have any clothes. It was in the city of Hollywood, and I live, you know, a good hour away with traffic, 2 hours away with traffic. And so it was a fuss. It was a real fuss. So what I did was everything that I wore that night was from a store down the street. I went, it was raining, remember it had been raining, so I went and I bought what I bought, and it was just one of those times, and I'm changing in the car and I'm putting makeup on, and I'm like, I really didn't want to go to this thing, but I had to show face. I was gonna walk in and walk out, and it was that night. So lo and behold, that was that kind of night where you know, everything happens for a reason. Yeah. I waited in line to pay for the stuff that I was buying to wear that night for probably an hour. That's why I was late. Okay. Yeah, it was not supposed to. Now, normal people would have said, forget it, I'm going to go home, and da-da-da-da. But I thought, no, God, there's a reason why I'm being motivated to push to go to this event.
But now, look, because you've done a lot. All Access Broadcasting, with which this is where it's going to be airing on the Facebook page, YouTube page. But I know you've done more. I mean, I think that's because that's the reason why we come together, a lot of us, because you've done events too. Yeah. You know, one of the events that's crazy, bro, that you might not even know, Jimmy, is that she helped with the Olympics, the events here. Oh, yeah. In California. Yeah, she helped with the what tell them.
It wasn't just the Olympics, and I really take this project to heart because it was the Special Olympics. Yeah, Special Olympics. It was when the Special Olympics came to LA. It was the World Games in 2015, and you know, working with 7,000 athletes from all over the world who have, you know, an intellectual disabilities, and they're here to compete in their sport. And I tell you, if it ever has removed any and all of my excuses, that was it, because they look at you like, what's your problem? What's your disability? Because I don't have one. I just want a gold medal, and I can't walk, or I can't see, or I can't hear. And they're the most happiest people I have ever met. Yeah, so the Special Olympics, and I still volunteer with the organization to this day because it was life-changing. It was absolutely life-changing.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because you look at, and then now you have All Access Broadcasting. We're doing production, and like Jimmy and myself, we've done events through our plays, reaching people. You're reaching people. That's what I'm saying. Like, it came together because we are constantly still reaching people. That's what we do. That's our calling. Right. No matter what it is, no matter what we're doing, we always want to reach people, and that's part of the show too. We want to empower people through your story, Janet, Jimmy, myself. Actually, we're the Triple J's. The Triple J's.
JR, Janet, and Jimmy. And Johnny.
Dude, 4 days. That's right. Hey, I think I'm gonna take your name, Johnny. I gotta take your production name, bro. I'm not gonna say it. I won't say it, but I'm gonna take it.
And we're gonna have fun. We're gonna offer so many different resources, like you mentioned. We're gonna bring in some guests that can share their story as well. There's so much to do. This is just the beginning.
Because from then to now, we've met so many people that we know have influenced our lives, and that's where we're at. Where we're at today. But now it's, you know, our turn to impact other people's lives, not just with our stories, but with their stories as well.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
so it's gonna be awesome. This is gonna be a great show.
It's going to be a great journey, so we hope you stay with us.
Yes, stay with us.
Follow us, like us, comment, send us questions.
Yes.
You know, what would you?
Any
like
last
to
words,
see?
Janet?
This is just a blessing, and it feels really good to have the lights on me for a good cause.
Jimmy G.
Well, it feels really good to have the lights on me and not the cops. You know, because I'm used to the cops. Always got the lights.
What is?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, seriously, I just hope, man, you guys just like, the Facebook. You guys just stay with us for this journey, because it's gonna be amazing. I mean, the people that, to be honest with you, I'm a behind the scenes guy. So the people that JR and Janet know, they're gonna bring so many people to the table. And I'm just here for the ride. But we all bring different...
But we could not pull this off without you. There's no way we can pull this off without you. There's no way.
Yeah, you know what? We'll put up a picture of everything and be like, this is all Jimmy.
Yeah.
It's all Jimmy.
Yeah, it's in our underground studio. we can't mention where it's at, but...
Right.
Yeah.
Until you get invited.
Until you get invited.
Yeah.
You get invited, you're part of the show.
Yes.
Right, Johnny?
We have a green room.
That's right.
So don't forget, you guys, follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. Our show will be aired on what, Janet?
Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
All Access Broadcasting. So don't just like our page, JR and the Crew, Instagram and Facebook page, but like All Access Broadcasting, because that's where the show is going to be aired. Thursdays at 8 p.m. So follow us, guys. Follow us.